Hello, everyone. My name is Stanley St. Rose, and today we're going to be talking about the Bill of Rights. Now, before I go into this topic, please remember to leave a like, subscribe, and/or comment so that the channel can continue to grow. So, the Bill of Rights is a very important part of the U.S. Constitution. For me personally, I really love the Bill of Rights. I think the rights that are set within it are very, very important to our personal freedoms as American citizens. The first one, we have the freedom of speech, right? The First Amendment, freedom of speech, freedom of religion. We have the ability to petition. We have the ability to protest. It really gives you your freedoms to literally have your own ideas, to speak your own mind, to worship your own God, to question the government. So the government can't just shut you up when it wants to. It's a very important amendment. There are some restrictions to it, but really the Bill of Rights is very important. The Second and Third Amendment, also very important. I mean, the first 10 amendments, the reason why they're important, they really establish our abilities to have our privacy. The Second Amendment, you have your right to bear arms. The Third Amendment, no quartering. Both very important. I mean, the Third Amendment for me, I think it really tells us that we have a privacy, that the government can't just come into our houses and just do whatever they want. The Second Amendment pretty much tells us that we have a right to bear arms and to technically we can form militias. If some invading force ever comes into the country to take the country away from us, we can fight them. And if the government ever becomes a tyrant and tries to take over everything, with the militia, maybe we can defend ourselves. So the Second Amendment, it's controversial. Some people say we should have guns. Some people say we shouldn't have guns. But it's a right that really tells us that the people should have the right to protect itself and to defend itself. Third Amendment, no quartering. So the government can't just come into your house and do whatever it wants. If it wants your house, if it wants your property, the Third Amendment basically says that they have to give you proper payment for your house. The Fourth Amendment, the Fifth Amendment, the Sixth Amendment. Again, we're looking at these personal freedoms, due process, speedy trial, no, search and seizures. No, the government can't just search your house, search your car, search your phone, this is the Fourth Amendment, no searches, unreasonable search and seizures. The government can't just come in and take your stuff and accuse you of something, or go in and pretty much investigate you without a good, reasonable judgment. It's not just a hunch, it's not just a feeling, right? They need to have probable cause. That's very important when it comes to the Fourth Amendment. They can't just search your stuff. They can't just accuse you of something without a reasonable, justifiable reason. They need probable cause. When we get to the Fifth and Sixth Amendment, it's all about, you can plead the Fifth. No self-incrimination, no the government can't just take you and throw you into jail without without probable cause. You have a right to a speedy trial, no double jeopardy. I mean, some of my favorite amendments, I have to say, the first one, the fifth one, and the sixth one. The fifth one, the sixth one, it really tells us that the government, if they're going to accuse us of something, we need to have a trial, we need to have due process, we need to have the proper reasons to do that. When we get to the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th Amendment, we're getting into the good stuff, right? No unreasonable punishments. There's some rights that are not given to the federal government, they're reserved for the people. We get into, if the government's going to pursue you personally, they have to have a reason. So, I can go through all the 10 amendments and really give you a detailed explanation. I've already done specific videos on each amendment. But all together, from the First Amendment to the 10th Amendment, it tells us that the government cannot arrest us without probable cause. We should have speedy trials, no double jeopardy. We have this freedom of speech. We have privacy. Rights are not specifically given to the federal government or to the state government. The people, right? If it's not specifically written in the Constitution that the federal government has a right, has an ability to do something over us, it's reserved for the people. Very significant. So the Bill of Rights, very important to the founding fathers, very important to the making of America, because it establishes that the government cannot overreach, the government cannot overstep, the government cannot abuse us or oppress us, that we have certain liberties and certain rights that belong to us, the people. It ensures that, if we're accused of something, we get due process, we get proper representation, we have our privacy, we have our freedom of speech, we can question the government, we don't have to just, follow the government like puppets. We can speak our own minds, and we can definitely have a voice in the government so that it doesn't overtake us. So that's the Bill of Rights, very important to our personal freedoms, our liberties, our freedoms, and our own pursuit of happiness. Please remember to leave a like, subscribe, and or comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video. That was a fast one.